and welcome to Spotlight, the programme where we shine the light on a particular company or product. And today we're heading to Ethiopia. The country is well known for its national carrier and Africa's largest airline, Ethiopian Airlines. But like Africa as a whole, its business aviation sector has been very quiet by comparison. But to explain how that is all changing, we are joined by DAWIT LEMMA, the founder of CEO of Krimson Aviation. DAWIT, first of all, can you tell us what Krimson Aviation do?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ella, for inviting me on the show. Krimson is an aviation flight support company based here in Ethiopia, operating in 12 countries in Africa. We do flight support. We offer charter and leasing brokerage, as well as MRO solutions, more tailored to AOG, and then basic consulting services, all tailored to the business aviation, ad hoc, non-scheduled services, humanitarian, medivac, etc.
So the company is in 12 countries. Can you give me some examples of the projects going on?
Our focus right now is developing the business aviation market, or understanding in the region, because there's a misunderstanding between commercial aviation and business aviation. Everybody believes that because they have wings, they're all the same service level. So what we're focusing on currently is expanding our footprint in the ground handling realm. We have agents and representatives from Egypt down to Mozambique, and as far west as the Central African Republic. And really, our current project status is to make sure that business aviation aircraft or ad hoc flights, be that humanitarian or medevac, are getting the services they require. Because what you're seeing across the continent, not just in the region, is the same handling agent manages or provides services for the larger 777 commercial flights, and then an hour later to a Cessna Caravan or to a G5. Projects here in Ethiopia, we are very ambitious, very ambitious. We're looking to establish the very first FBO in Addis Ababa, Bole, with a focus on maintenance or an MRO for smaller aircraft. And in this region, there's really not many companies in the region that are focused to business aviation and general aviation.
I understand that you are also developing a new aeromedical side. Can you tell us about that?
It's new in the sense that after COVID, what COVID did was it gave us a lot of experience with medical, handling medical flights, especially COVID patients. We've been supporting third-party aeromedical service providers in Ethiopia and the region for about 4 years now. Just the standard ground handling, flight support, landing permits, and even to a further extent, kind of established protocols for medical evacuations here in Ethiopia with the Civil Aviation Authority. What we now are doing is we're looking to Aeromedical as a standalone, focused business unit. We're going to first start where we first started now with developing our ground team, a team on the ground that are dedicated to Aeromedical, both from medical and the aviation side, that are quote unquote specialists at developing that specialty actually. And then we have also partnered up with two of the largest hospitals that have about 90% of the medical evacuations in Ethiopia, and creating that relationship with them.
So Krimson has more than survived the pandemic.
We took a shift and started focusing on humanitarian aviation, the evacuations as well, the repatriation flights. We started, pushing or marketing ourselves or positioning ourselves for that. And all in all, actually, we had the best year. 2020 was the best operational year in terms of number of flights we've ever had.
So let's talk about business aviation as a whole in Africa. What are the challenges?
I think, like everywhere else, I think business aviation faces the same challenges in terms of awareness, perception. That's something we probably even have to face or to overcome more in Africa, because a Gulfstream or a Challenger or et cetera, those are seen as toys of the high net worth individuals, or it's a state aircraft, so automatically is put in the there's an assumption of corruption. So there's a very negative perception of business aviation. However, again, COVID actually helped change that a little bit, because business aviation was the only way to get around, well, at least to Ethiopia, and then you can get Ethiopian Airlines out. So I'd say there's a major challenge. Another major challenge, and that's really not just an aviation challenge, it's just a geographic challenge. There are 54 countries in Africa. That means there's 54 set of rules, where in some countries have more understanding than others, or are more flexible. So there's always the challenge of bureaucracy and paperwork and whatnot. But overall, I think the major challenge we have is just finance. It's very difficult to get financing for a business aviation or general aviation operation, because there is that lack of understanding, but also many central banks don't allow financing for an aircraft that's smaller than a 737, for example. So I think those are the three major challenges we have. The first one being perception, and again, as I mentioned, that's one that I think every country in the world has a problem with, as a challenge that's faced. The second one being just the bureaucracy, and like I said, 54 states as 54 civil aviation authorities you're dealing with. And then the third one being finance, our access to finance for business aviation and general aviation.
DAWIT, we wish you good luck in addressing those challenges, and thank you for joining us.